Rebeccaloran is now live, streaming World of Warcraft, Nightslayer, countdown to TBC pre-patch.
What's up, everybody? We're live. First day overnight of actually being level 60 while we sleep. You know that feeling of like when you achieve something in life or in a video game? It's the same thing because you're playing the video game in your life, right? You know that feeling when it's like, yeah, there's the feeling of what you're chasing when you actually achieve the thing, and then there's the feeling when you've slept on it and you've actually existed in that success. Like you wake up and you know that you already did it. Like that's a completely new feeling. Once you get that feeling in life, it's like that's all that life is really for. Like that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for the super crazy exciting moments. We're waiting for the I did that. You know, like we're waiting for those, right? If you've been here for a while, you know that usually my streams start out with these little kind of nice little reflective moments at the beginning of the streams. That's intentional. It's also kind of like natural. I just kind of naturally do that. I'm not doing it by accident, but I kind of set it up in a way so that it basically feels like it's on accident, right? Like when you do things so routinely, what's the difference between doing something on accident or doing something on purpose? Like, I don't think there's a difference. Like, you get to the point where you're so, like, you have things set up in a way that is so connected to how you do things that you don't even have to try. You know, so it's like, I like to start my streams out with, like, a reflective, connecting what I'm doing to other things that I'm doing. And I may not share all those details on stream, but internally I'm connecting things that I'm saying with things that I'm doing that I may or may not share. Because there's like things in my life that are going on that are not always appropriate for sharing for stream. I do share a lot though. It's kind of more, I don't need to repeat myself. A lot of it is not really important to most people watching the stream. Or watching the VOD. I do have people watching the VOD. I'm starting to see like people show up to my stream because they saw me on YouTube. That's a good sign. People like to look at numbers, and I think that's a trap. It's a trap. I think that's a trap. Because if I looked at numbers, I would feel like a loser. You are a loser, Rebecca. No, just kidding. Someone in the comments, you know who you are. I love you. But whenever you see that, like, oh, you know, like, I'm looking at the, like, relative patterns. Yeah, I'm not getting hundreds or thousands or millions of views, but why is that my metric? That shouldn't be my metric. It should be anyone's metric, because if that's your metric, well, ironically, you're not even gonna get to that point. Because in order to get to that point, you have to iterate to be the kind of person who is able to achieve that level of interaction. You don't just get there. Sometimes you do, but it never really lasts. Like, if it actually lasts, it's because you've been iterating. You've been like, even if it's faster, some people are faster than others, and that's just how it is. Sometimes people hit gold, you know? Sometimes you literally just, you know, real life examples, sometimes literally people just own property and it's like on top of like oil, like natural oil sources, and then they just sell it so that people can excavate it. Like, that's just literally like, what was that, like Beverly Hillbillies? Okay, so most people, they get to a level of success, whatever that might mean, but even like it's gradual, and it's based on looking at the patterns, not necessarily the numbers. And I think it's so easy to look at the numbers because it's an easy metric. Number goes up, good. Number goes down, bad. Like, that's so easy to get stuck there. It's a good mindset to have, but then it becomes a trap. Like, it becomes a prison. Like, because there's a certain point where you don't need to care about that anymore. And you need to have a new metric. Well, change what up means. Change what good means. Change what equals means. Like, those are the things that need to change for those people. Like, the people who are making millions of dollars. Number up equals good doesn't necessarily mean the same thing as it did when they were broke, living in a tiny, like, you know, woodshed. Okay? Like, things are different for them now. They need to redefine what good means. They need to redefine, like, that's a spiritual journey. That's not a, I mean that is part of business. You have to you see every now and then, it's kind of a meme. You see like the CEO who went to like the Amazon and did like ayahuasca and like, you know, came back with a vision and like and like changed the company, hopefully for the better. But there's this pattern of like, sometimes at some point, in order to break new ground, you have to like think about who you are differently before you can truly move forward with your business. And I think it's like, It's an element of spirituality that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, because a lot of people have a lot of preconceived notions about what spirituality means and what that actually like does when connecting to who you are as a person versus who you are as a business person. And it's like, well, you are the literal person who has to wake up every day, show up, and do whatever it is you do. So you could say, oh, I like to separate my life from my business. Well, that's good, like 99% of the time. But at a certain point, that changes. At a certain point, you need to say, wait a minute, I am the one who is waking up every day and doing this business. I have to integrate myself into the equation, because if I don't, I'm going to get lost. I'm going to get left behind. Even if you're like the CEO of a Fortune 500 multi-billion-dollar company, if you don't think about yourself and how you fit in spiritually to what you're doing, you're going to be just as fucked as some random minimum wage worker. You know, you're going to have the money, but like relatively, like spiritually, like you're going to be left behind, because it's like, what are you even doing this for at that point? Like, why are you doing what you're doing if it's not like, if you're not an active part of it, if you're like treating yourself as like a unimportant part of what you're doing? You're absolutely an important part of what you're doing. You're the one waking up every day. You're the one showing up to the office or showing up to the keyboard. And you're the one talking to the people. You're the one doing the virtual or physical handshakes. You're the one who has to deal with the taxes. You're the one who has to deal with everything. And so that's part of your life. It's part of your day-to-day life. Like, that is part of your identity. And I think to like not think about how you run your business affects that person, it's going to ultimately make that number go down. So like you want to change how you think about that. Because if you say like, oh, I want number to go up, but you sacrifice everything about who you are in order to do that, well, then the number is actually going to go down. If you really want to think about it. If you really want that number to go up, you have to think like differently. Because the money will go up, but then other things will go down. Like, what's the point of all the money? Okay, like World of Warcraft comparison, for example. What if you had like 99,000 or whatever the maximum amount of gold is? You maxed out on gold, but you have nothing. You didn't do any rep grinding. You didn't do any quests, like at all. You didn't get it. You have no friends. Yeah, you could get stuff, but you would still have to do the work. There's some things that gold can't buy. You know, I know that's like kind of a shitty analysis or analogy, because in World of Warcraft, if you have enough gold, you can get pretty much everything you want. It's way easier if you have gold than if you don't. So that's true with life too. However, I do think that you translate gold to like currency, like, you know, US dollars or Bitcoin or whatever you want to call it, stocks. And then you translate progress. Now that's a different story, because we don't know all the, like in World of Warcraft, we have a whole Wikipedia called Wowpedia or Wowhead. And it documents every single thing that's possible within the game. We pretty much have everything, like a lot of things documented in real life, but there's like significantly more that we don't know. Because first of all, we already know what we don't know. Plus there's the things that we don't know, right? And there might be things that we know that end up being things that we actually don't know. This is changing all the time. You see like stuff in the news all the time, science updates. You know, like this is new, like this is something we thought for hundreds of years, and now we changed everything. And it's like, it's not that they changed anything, it's that our understanding of it was really incorrect. And so like now we're readjusting. And like that's the difference between life and like World of Warcraft. Like we're not going to find some brand, I mean, I guess people do find brand new things, because first of all, they are adjusting the anniversary servers differently than they did the original servers. So a lot of the information changes over time. But honestly, like all the content, it's all been done. Okay, this is like, you know, either speedrunners or newcomers like me. So this is like kind of an interesting analogy. I like thinking about World of Warcraft like life, because I'm the one who's actually spending my time and energy to log into the game. And so I need to think very carefully about what I do with my body and with my time and with my energy. And I don't see it as a waste of time. I see it as entertainment. I see it as recharging. I see it also as an active workshop in I am reinforcing who I am as a person every time I log in. And yeah, maybe not everybody thinks about it that way. I'm not going to expect people to, but that is how I think about it a lot. A lot. Most of the time I'm just a nerd, okay? Yeah. Anyway, let's get into what we're doing today. Let's dive right in, as our friend ChatGPT likes to say. Let's dive into this. Basically, we're just going to be doing Battlegrounds. Nothing super fancy today. We might like do something on an alt or something. Who knows? But you know, we're just going to be we're just going to be doing that. We're just going to be doing you know, queuing up stuff. But I think we have what? Wait, what's this? Slap a drain eye today. Okay, dude. Wait, what's this? Why Classic WoW was a bigger bet than it looked? Let's check this out.
Why was Blizzard so convinced that people didn't necessarily want to play Classic WoW again? Like like, you know, I don't want to say that you think you do but you don't. There's a classic phrase. I'm not trying to debate anything. I was on
stage for that conversation. It was an immense amount of work for Blizzard. The way the data was structured at the time was there could only be like one set of data for Warcraft, and there was no concept of branching it off to be like, well, this is the older version of the warrior. It was just like, well, once you change the damage of Mortal Strike, it's changed. Like there's no sense of versioning. Like, why would we have needed that?
Wait, so like Mortal Strike, I'm pretty sure like at some point Mortal Strike stopped being a thing. Was that Wrath of the Lich King? I don't remember Mortal Strike being a thing when I was playing Wrath of the Lich King. I remember I just went, well, first of all, maybe it's because I went deep prot. All the way to like level 73 plus. Even when I was questing, I was just still, I didn't even dual spec. I didn't switch specs in between. I'm pretty sure like maybe Mortal Strike I didn't use it. Yeah, because I didn't go arms. So like I guess that's why. But I know that like TBC is introducing Devastate, so like that's extreme change to how things work from vanilla. And then you go through each expansion, and every single additional thing adds an entire new, like, completely different toolkit balance.
All we needed was, let's push the next patch to players. They don't have it yet. And so there was this concern that if we went back and did all of that engineering work, which literally was months of work, that it would be a novelty, that players would play it for like a few hours, be like, yeah, that was cool. Okay, back to retail. And I think that was the genesis of the think you do of like, yeah, it sounds cool, but you're going to get in there and remember, oh yeah, I have to have ammo. Well, that wasn't fun. Or, oh, I'm done.
Yeah, no, okay, so he's trying to defend Blizzard. I mean, obviously, okay, somebody has to defend. I mean, because they said it for a reason, right? I think the optics of it are really what people are, you know, that was really bad optics. To say that to a group of diehard fans without thinking about, like, they had to have thought, like, before they said that, right? Like, somebody had to approve that. Either that or that guy just literally said it off the cuff. And actually they had planned to say a better PR statement. And maybe that guy said it off the cuff. Because he just doesn't like the nerds. That may have been the case. But I think that, like, that's like they had to have planned that entire statement. So I think that's more like a chess move error. It's not that they made a mistake. It's that they acted as if they weren't going to make a mistake. I think that's like a chess move. They miscalculated. They made a move calculating it, but it was the wrong calculation. Because they're in like a different world, like in the executive space. They're thinking about, well, if we release this and a few months later people just go back to retail, then we just wasted all that R&D that we could have been putting in retail. They have to weigh, like, if they put that time into Classic, is it going to make enough money or spend or lose money, when they could have been putting that team to work on various parts of retail that potentially would have made retail even better. Maybe even would have made Shadowlands better. I mean, these are the ways that the developers are thinking. And so I think it's important to remember that. But nobody is going to think about the developers that way. Like, the optics of it are going to be, Blizzard is tone deaf because they're saying, you think you want this, but you don't. Like, that's all I heard. That's all most people heard. And I think it'd be ridiculous to expect people to have this level of analysis that I'm having right now. And that what this guy is saying. So, as a developer, I think it's really important to remember that you have your own little world that you live in. And there's also the world that the players live in, and you need a bridge between there, or you're going to be completely just out of touch, because the way you see things is not the way a regular player sees things, especially a diehard player. A nerd player who logs in every single day is not going to think the same way as a developer who shows up to work every day and says, "Oh, hi, Karen. Hi, Bob. Hi, Susan." I don't know why these names, but those are like pointy-haired boss names.
All the time, that wasn't fun. If they could have trivially flipped the switch, I think they would have done it, because there would have been no cost to it. It was the huge investment of time. And I know players could say, like, oh, Blizzard has so much money, why don't they want to spend it? But it's really about the opportunity cost. If you have one of your best engineers doing nothing but making a versioning system for the data, they're not adding new features or...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, they have to think about it from, like, we have a budget and we already have an established product. It's like if you ask, okay, so I'm trying to give, like, let's be, like, as favorable as to Blizzard as possible, because I know it's so easy to shit on Blizzard. Let's try to do the thing that people don't do. I'm not trying to, like, glaze Blizzard. I think it's so easy for people to see that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say, okay, like, let's actually look at this from, like, a logical point of view. If I was a upper, decision maker at, like, Pepsi Cola, and somebody said, hey, let's make, like, a healthy Pepsi. Let's make one that has like no sugar. Like, let's use stevia. Like, let's make it with probiotics, like kombucha. They'd have to say, well, our current, consumer doesn't care about their health. They don't buy things with that in mind. They buy things with like, they want nice, colorful graphics. They want flavor. Now, whether you should do this is a different question. You have to answer yourself, like, if you're not a health and fitness company making a decision as Pepsi, I think it would be a worthwhile venture for Pepsi to do it, because I'm seeing, like, no-name brands and even like a somewhat name brand. I forgot which, but like, I've been drinking like some of those like not probiotic, but prebiotics. Now, prebiotics is, I think, a really untapped market for sodas, because prebiotics is literally just fiber. And you could add probiotics into it, but with prebiotics, I think the issue is like, you can only drink like 1 or 2 a day. or you start getting gastrointestinal issues. I think they have to worry about, like, their consumers might drink like an entire case or an entire 2-liter bottle in a single day. And that can become a liability when they have an uneducated consumer base. I'm not trying to like talk shit about their consumers, but people who drink Pepsi every day don't think about, I need to drink only one. They drink like 10. Okay, so if they drink 10 probiotics, they're going to end up in like the emergency room. Okay, like, so you have to think about it like from their point of view, this is a liability. They have to completely separate that product into a completely new marketing team. They have to think, okay, this needs to be marketed from the get-go as this is targeted towards our non-standard consumer. This is targeted towards the healthy consumer who wouldn't normally buy Pepsi. This is targeting the people who don't drink Pepsi every day. This is targeting the people that we don't have. Instead of, with retail, for example, like with Pepsi, they're targeting the base that already buys their products. And they want to take care of those consumers. And if they wanted to make a healthy Pepsi, they would be completely alienating that demographic. Because that demographic doesn't care about healthy drinks. They care about tasty, fizzy drinks. If Pepsi wanted to make a healthy probiotic Pepsi, it would have to go through a completely new marketing strategy. They would have to say, okay, well, what do health and fitness people like in a product? What do they look for? What's the branding look like? How do we make it? How do we differentiate? How do we like play into that? How do we implement education into it? Because we have to educate our consumers, because those consumers love it when their companies educate them. Because consumers who are like health, fitness, and like health oriented, they like it when people know what they're talking about. They like being told what to do. Consumers who like really sugary, unhealthy drinks, they don't like being told what to do. They like what they like. And that's a good thing, because if I wanted a Pepsi, I don't want to be lectured. I'm a diabetic, I should not have a Pepsi, but if I have a Pepsi, I don't need to be told I shouldn't have a Pepsi. I want a sweet, nice fountain drink. Okay, like don't take that away from the consumer ever. It's like an ice cream. Don't ruin ice cream. Ice cream has to be ice cream, because it's a dessert. It's a treat. It's supposed to be bad for you. Now it could be better, but like if you sacrifice the main product for what it's trying to be, instead of trying to be some weird middle ground, like, either make it a completely marketed as this is healthy Pepsi. This is a different product than our regular Pepsi or our Pepsi Zero or our Diet Pepsi or Cherry. But like, this is how Blizzard had to think about Classic, because people who play Classic were not even playing retail. They hated retail. So they were tired of it. And so they weren't even playing. So Blizzard had to make a calculated move. Do we try to get these people to come back? Or do we just, discard them and focus only on retail? If they only focused on retail, maybe retail would be significantly better than it is today. Or maybe it would not be that much big of a deal. I think what they're finding out is that they can have both. But they didn't know that. And I think that's what this guy's talking about.
Fixing bugs or that sort of thing.
I think that's what's so important to call out. Having also worked in a company that does an MMORPG, it's not as black and white as players often like to see. Like, the opportunity cost is a really good point.
Yeah.
Like, if you're putting your best engineer on that, you're not going to be able to build new things.
But I do agree that Blizzard got it wrong. Like, clearly Classic was a smart idea. It has legs. The combination of nostalgia for those of us who were there. And then there's millions of players who missed it. Like, all of China missed that experience because by the time WoW launched in China, they quickly got caught up to, I think it was Wrath of the Lich King at the time. So they never really experienced.
Oh, so this is making sense now why Titan Reforged is a thing. Because Titan Reforged is basically starting from Wrath of the Lich King. And that's where the Chinese market started. That's where a lot of people, that was their first memory. First of all, for a lot of North American players, and European players, their first memory is Wrath of the Lich King. They didn't play vanilla. They didn't play TBC. But for China, for Chinese players, that's literally the entry point, except for the people who are literally like, playing overseas or had some kind of like early stage VPN, like setup. the true nerds, who were Chinese, who were playing WoW at the time. But that's interesting that in China it didn't release until Wrath of the Lich King was released. So that explains Titan Reforged.
It's vanilla the way we did in the West.
Was there ever an urge or idea to go back and just add more content to Classic? Because there are so many zones.
This is what people want with Classic Plus. They want... I feel like it could even work in Universe with Chromie. Because Chromie... What if there was a storyline where the timeline split? And you could see... could also tie into real life canon. When the community said, we want Classic. We want new content in Classic. And then retail people were like, we like Classic the way it is. This could be literally like a split in the time spectrum. And they could create a totally new timeline. What if they redid the entire expansion sets as if something changed? What if, something happened in, that didn't happen? I don't know if it would be Lich King related. But what if it was, something happened with Sylvanas earlier? What if Shadowlands happened right after Wrath of the Lich King? Instead of way after Battle for Azeroth? I think that's a good approach that the Classic team could take. If they wanted to do... It's they already did the whole remix thing for retail, right? What if they did a Classic Plus remix where it's they do the new expansions to add new content as if things happened earlier? What if Shadowlands happened after Wrath of the Lich King instead of after Battle for Azeroth? How would that change the flow of time? How would that... And then Chromie is involved. So, how would that affect the timeline of Deathwing? Would Deathwing even happen? I don't think Cataclysm would even happen. Because the Dragonflight people would have already gotten involved because of Shadowlands, right? There's all sorts of, angles they could go with this. And I think it would be a crime not to. Because it's free money. And they should make it all... They should always make hardcore modes, and they should have They should have hardcore boosts. As S-Fan says, that is literally printing money. For people who have, millions of dollars... who want to play the expansions as they go forward, they want to skip the previous expansions because they already did the content for hardcore from those. If you've already done vanilla hardcore and you're going to be doing TBC hardcore, well, imagine just doing a boost and then going hardcore. Which I think that's what they're doing. So they're doing... But what if they actually made a completely dedicated hardcore realm? That changes the auction house. It changes the entire economy. See, the whole Soul of Iron thing, it's good that they're doing that. But you have to understand that having Soul of Iron as a little buff, you're still existing on this is assumed to be a PvP server that is non-hardcore. If you make a realm that is literally every single player that is logged on is a hardcore player, that completely and fundamentally changes the economy. And people don't understand that all the time. The auction house is a significant function of the game. And the auction house changes if people can die permanently. Just like PvP changes the way that you plan things. People talk about world PvP as unnecessary. Just play PvE. And it's you're not understanding how having world PvP automatically enabled changes the way that you plan. It changes the way that you use the auction house. Because people can just, take you out and start taking your resources, right? So you can actually attack people to take their resources. This makes it more actually like Warcraft 3, right? So you actually see a horde and you're I'm going to take that node because, I'm going to bring out my level 60 to take you out, and then I'm going to log back in and take that node on that layer. Or I'm going to have my friend come over, or whatever. The layer changing is a really good compromise. Because without layers swapping, this would be a completely a disaster. But that's a compromise. That's what compromises are. They exist for a reason. Because if you didn't have the compromise, you would have like the best of this world, but then you would alienate all these other people. But by alienating all these other people, you're losing money. So it's like you have to think about it this way. I really do think that if they did like Shadowlands after Wrath of the Lich King, but in Classic Plus mode. So instead of going to level 80 for Cataclysm, go to level 80 for Shadowlands with a completely new storyline, completely new balance, and think about it in classic terms. Like basically don't go too far away from what Wrath of the Lich King captured with the standard talent tree stuff, the glyphs, the jewel crafting, like all the stuff that like what actually makes classic and what actually makes retail. Differentiate those things, take the best of what works and work with that, kind of go a different direction than what they did with retail. Go the direction of going deeper into the kind of mechanics that made what Wrath of the Lich King era classic different from Cataclysm era classic. If that makes any sense, because Cataclysm era classic, which is basically what like went into like Mists of Pandaria and like Warlords of Draenor and Legion and all that kind of stuff, that's like modern WoW, right? Like that version of WoW is significantly different than Wrath of the Lich King's version of WoW. Even though Wrath of the Lich King was the very evolution of like vanilla, but then there could be a branching point, and you could actually make that into a storyline element with Chromie, where Chromie comes in with Sylvanas or something like that, right? And you could just have like expansions that are like, they're like reimaginings of what would happen if this event happened earlier, if Cataclysm didn't happen, right? If something happened that prevented Cataclysm. I think that's an extremely important like timeline event, that if that didn't happen, it would create an entirely new storyline. And I think that's what Classic Plus could be. And you don't have to like completely make new content. You just have to rework what's already there. And I think for the people, that would also pull in a bunch of retail players too. Because people who are up to date with like Midnight and the World Soul Saga and all that, they'd be like, wait a minute, what could have happened? And then they would go back to the old content, and you'd get more people circulating into the classic system. Like, I think that would work out really well. And I think that's like what a lot of players want when they think, when they say Classic Plus. They didn't want just like some random like reskin, like Season of Discovery, even though that's like obviously more realistic. But I think what people really want is more along the lines of what I'm talking about. What would have happened if Cataclysm didn't happen?
In areas that just are just kind of empty, or just kind of, they were meant to be the Dragon Isles, for instance. They were meant to be something where there were areas that were kind of pre-Outland, but like not Outland, because then the development team broke the two expansions apart. Was there ever discussion about just wanting to add more?
Oh, for sure. And to be fair, some was added over time. You would see like holidays or new, very simple quests added. But when we hit Cataclysm, that was the time when we felt like, gosh, the older content is so old. Let's go back and fix it up. And the idea originally was...
Yeah, so like that's why. Because Cataclysm literally broke the world. What if Cataclysm didn't happen? I think that's a huge Classic Plus opportunity.
Let's look for places that are very empty, that don't have anything there. There was nothing in like Deadwind Pass, I think, and a few other zones like that. And let's go fix the areas that are kind of weak. It spiraled out of control to just a complete revamp of some of these zones. And we did so much of that we kind of ran out of time to really do it right. We originally, the way we talked about it is we had this big map of Azeroth, and there were green zones, yellow zones, and red zones. The red zones were like a total redo, like Ashara. And the green zones are like, they're mostly good. Let's just maybe do a couple of tweaks there. But by the end of Cataclysm, they had essentially all become red zones. Like every quest chain had been completely redone and almost none of the original content.
Yeah, sometimes like you just because it's different doesn't make it better. They got way too into like revamping mode. That's what happened with Cataclysm. And they just kept rolling with it. And it's like, that's why people are saying like, we want Classic Plus. We want because they didn't want it to split so much. And I think that's more along the lines of what I was talking about.
Remained. And I think that was a mistake. That was scope creep on our part, and we should have had a little more I guess resilience to the idea that we have to touch everything.
Was it pressure from behalf of was it pressure coming from you guys internally, or was this the things that players were telling you? Because I can
like more along this like kind of fantasy like that I'm building. So like how if you think about I don't know the 100% of the storylines, so like this is kind of like I'm trying to be as accurate as possible from what I understand. I do understand some things. I don't understand everything. So if Cataclysm didn't happen, what would have had to happen for that? So, would Dragonflight have happened if Cataclysm didn't happen? I think what would have happened is something would have consolidated in the Dragon Isles that would have prevented Deathwing or Nightwing, whatever, Deathwing, from coming in and destroying everything. Some politics would have happened in the Dragon Isles. Maybe Dragonflight would have happened right after Wrath of the Lich King to be focused on preventing Cataclysm. So what if like Classic Plus ironically does things right for like the classic audience that says Dragonflight sucked, everything sucked. But what if they did that in a way where they literally use the content in a remixed kind of way that completely challenged everything that these haters thought about? Like, what if, like, Dragonflight actually becomes the change they want it to be? Like, it's like, what if Dragonflight is about preventing Cataclysm? Which, for a lot of people, Cataclysm is the beginning of when World of Warcraft died in their minds. So, like, to have the expansion that a lot of these people actually started to see as like they hated Shadowlands, but like Dragonflight was like the epitome of like, this is too woke, this is like whatever. All the complaints people had about Dragonflight, what if Dragonflight then instead became the savior of like Dragonflight is now preventing Cataclysm? That's like the storyline is involving preventing Cataclysm. It's like it's in world, but it's also out of world, because it's like people say Cataclysm ruined WoW, and but if Dragonflight prevents Cataclysm, now Dragonflight's the best expansion. Like, but it's like Dragonflight Plus, like it's Classic Plus, right? These are so many things Blizzard could do, like, right? Like, there's so many ideas. And I think S-Fan is right. Like, they should just give the Classic team the keys to the kingdom of Classic and just let them do what the community wants. Because that's what they are the community. Like, the people who develop Classic are like the people who play Classic. So it's like...
And there's a level of perfectionism, like, especially with an idea as kind of... I don't want to say crazy, but Cataclysm was nuts. Like, well, let's just redo the entire world, let's break it apart, let's change. For me it was traumatic because I loved vanilla WoW. I loved all the zones. I had so many memories there, and I remember I think it was 2010.
Yeah, I think it's because like the Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King were expansions in like the truest sense. Like how like they change things, and it does fundamentally change them, but it's more like an enhanced flavor. Compared to Cataclysm, which is like making an entirely new recipe. You completely change, like instead of making it with cream, you're making it with like, yogurt now. That's very different. You know what I mean? Like, so, that's very different. So like, if you have like StarCraft, for example, and then you had StarCraft Brood War. Okay, Brood War was not fundamentally shifting the entire, like, you didn't change Zerg into like, like furry animals, you didn't change like the Terran into like you know, like a bunch of like, you know, e-girls and stuff like, you know, like uwu and all that kind of anime girls. You didn't change the Protoss into, more sexual Protoss. I don't know why I'm getting like more furry and sexual here, but you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't completely, I mean, maybe I am saying something because it's like all the furries with World of Warcraft. So anyway, so the expansion of like the Burning Crusade and like Wrath of the Lich King, they weren't complete revamps of vanilla. They were like little spices. Like they added like a little spice to it. And it changed it like as a whole, but like it only changed it as much as if you add a little salt or you add a little pepper or maybe you put in a little bit of cinnamon or something like that. Like that's kind of like what like those expansions were. And Cataclysm was like, what if we just completely changed the recipe to, you know, in the first place? What if we switch out cream for low-fat yogurt? Like, you know, we try to make it different. We try to make it healthy, or like, you know what I mean? Like it changes the, I mean, it doesn't make it bad, but it does make it completely and fundamentally different. Like, you know, when I want to buy ice cream, I don't want to buy, like, this is kind of like the Pepsi thing I was telling you about. When I want to buy Pepsi, I'm not looking for a healthy drink. I'm looking for a tasty fountain beverage, right? I'm looking for something that tastes a certain way, and I expect it to taste that way. I don't expect it to taste healthy because I know it's not healthy. Like, that's the whole point. So, like, if Pepsi came and said, we're going to completely redesign Pepsi, we're going to make it healthy, we're going to rebrand it, we're going to take away the normal product, and we're going to replace it with this new product. Like, well, people are going to have a problem because that's not what Pepsi is, right?
Like, at first, I remember watching the trailer and, like, hearing about the expansion. I thought, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then I remember I jumped into the game. I'm like, this isn't the same place I remember. Like, it was cool, but something was lost. So I think going back to what I was saying just now.
Although something was found, you know, so it's important to recognize that, too.
Was there... It sounds like you guys are creating the pressure on yourselves to perfect everything and kind of keep up to the hype that the world was kind of seeing you as.
It was all internal. It was this just sadness that, as I said, the philosophy at the time was when a new expansion comes out, you just jump to that expansion. And so those older WoW zones were just dead, particularly the higher level ones, because as players got to like level 50, 55, they would just jump to Burning Crusade at that point and never finish.
Yeah, so it's like, that's because it's just kind of baked into the design, and this was from the beginning. They made it vertical rather than horizontal progress. Basically, every expansion completely kind of undermined all the progress you made in the previous one. This is not like a bad thing, it's just when you choose that design, you have to choose one of two designs. You have to either make an expansion replace everything, or you have to make an expansion evolve it. And if you evolve it, that's a completely different project, because that means that you want to integrate the old zones and not replace them. And that's a different creative project. I feel like this happened with Final Fantasy XI after Treasures of Odd Urgen. Before Treasures of Odd Urgen, every expansion was more like horizontal progress. You were getting incremental progress. It wasn't replacing the old zones. You still had the same level cap of level 75 when Odd Urgen came out. Pretty much you spent 100% of your time in Odd Urgen after a certain point. But it still didn't delete the necessity to go back to the Chains of Promathia zones, to the Zelart zones. You still did Dynamis, which was from, you know, the vanilla expansion. Or I guess the Zelart expansion. You still did Dynamis, which was from like level 65 onward. You still did sky farming, which was in Zelart. You still did like Chains of Promathia stuff, like the Prometheans, and like you did that not only to you did it because you would get actual, in order, see, Final Fantasy XI did horizontal progress better because they required actual best in slot items to have been gatekept by storyline progress. And that means that you had to go through it in order to get these best in slot items. You couldn't just go straight to Ottergen. Now, once Wings of the Goddess came out, they started changing that. And it became basically, you skipped a lot of that stuff because all of that was all outdated now. Because now they're raising the level cap to 99. And, you know, they raised it to 80, and then to 85, and then to 90, and then to 95, and then to 99. And for a while, 99 was the cap, and then they added a duelin, where they added the eye level. And then, you know, this was kind of shaky for a while, but when they added the eye level, that was when it started getting better. But now it's modern retail Final Fantasy XI. It's no longer the level 75 version that most of us fell in love with when we actually played it. They fundamentally changed the game with Wings of the Goddess. That's the same exact thing that happened with Cataclysm. They fundamentally changed the entire trajectory of the game, or trajectory again. They changed the entire trajectory of the game because they redesigned the entire, like, what matters. Like, so what mattered with Wings of the Goddess and when they added Abyssia, so when they added Abyssia, they started adding the level 80 content, the level 85 content. Like, that's when you had to get alliances to get that content, where the gear that dropped there completely undermined every single amount of progress that you made in the level 75 era. Because by the time you got the level 80 gear, it's going to be completely, like, fundamentally better. And it's going to be all Abyssia. You're getting Abyssia gear. So every time you get Abyssia gear, that replaces everything that you worked years on. Because at this point, this was like, what, 2008? 2008? 2009? No, it was like 2010. So by 2010, I think it was actually 2009, Final Fantasy XI had already been out for like 6 years. That's 6 years of gameplay completely thrown away for those players, because the people who were playing had been playing since the beginning. So when they added Wings of the Goddess and like Abyssia, it basically, they wanted to do, but they did what World of Warcraft did, but without the popularity. So World of Warcraft had massive popularity across the world, which is why it survived. If they did, Final Fantasy XI did the exact same thing, but it had a much smaller player base, and it kind of died. It's pretty much dead. It's pretty much museum mode. It's never going to die. They're going to keep it alive, because it's people still play Final Fantasy 1. It's a museum. It's history. It's Final Fantasy history. Like, come on. But it'll never be what it was, because they're not planning on opening up a classic server. The only way to play classic Final Fantasy XI is by unofficial classic servers like Nozomi, and Horizon is like a Era Plus nobody cares about. I was pretty much done by the time Horizon came out. I was like, okay, I got my fill in Nozomi. I'm done. I'm gonna play World of Warcraft now. But that was more of a personal choice. That's, you have to look at things not from your personal perspective as a player, but from like, what is it like for a person who has never played it before, who is just now logging on, and you're taking away the experiences that all these other players got to have, and you're giving them this experience that you're forcing them into. And I think that's why it's important to have these progressive realms like Anniversary, because now people like me get to actually be level 60 right now, and then go into the pre-patch, and then enjoy that process, and then go into the Outlands release, and then go into Wrath of the Lich King, and then who knows what happens from there. Are they going to do Classic Plus, or is it just going to be another, progressive server? Who knows? Is Anniversary Realm going to be a Classic Plus alternate history? Is it going to be what would have happened if Cataclysm didn't happen? Let me know in the comments. Like, let me know in the comments what you think. Like, what you think should happen.
The Winter Springs, the Silithus, the like high-level vanilla zones. And so we're like, gosh, we have all this wasted content. Can't we figure out a way to reuse it? I just think the goal was noble and the solution we came up with was not effective. In retrospect, I think having Classic was a much more effective way to get some use out of that.
Yeah.
And then with the remixes they've done where they've just kind of added weird tweaks to like make everything feel new again, because you can't just remember where everything was. Everything's changed.
Do you feel like the team is in a bit of a pickle now? The WoW team, because of the fragmentation of the experience. You've got anniversary servers, classic servers, retail servers, hardcore servers. Like, it just feels like, what is the identity for WoW moving forward? And does that mean classic plus? Because I think that's the question that everyone's asking themselves, is where does the game go now?
Yeah, as someone like I'm not actively playing, and someone who's not engaged.
See, obviously, there's going to be people who don't play the game who are part of it. That's normal. But I think that's part of the problem, is they need to be consulting people who play the game. They need to actually be playing the game sometimes. I don't know. I don't actually think that's actually required. I think it's actually better that they don't play it because they're more objective, but they should be consulting people who are diehard. They should be consulting people who are like diehard parts of the community, not just the famous people. I'm not talking about whether or not they have 1 million viewers or not. I don't care if you have like 1 viewer, if you have 1,000 viewers, if you are a core part of the community, it shouldn't be about like content creator politics. It should be about like, a lot of these people are content creators, like people like SFan or Grayson, or Zaryu, or, Ampy. They should be listening to people like that. And also people like Soda Pop, and even though he's like more famous, like it's not being famous doesn't like disqualify you from being a part of the community, just like being not famous, or not so famous, it does not disqualify. Like it has nothing to do with that. Like that should not be a factor. Like, I don't care if you have 1 million viewers or 2 viewers. Okay. Like if you're a part of the community, that's what matters. Like you're an influential part of, like, you understand the game. These people understand the game way more than I do. They've been here for like 20 plus years. People like Ampy, people like, Zaryu, people like, people, all these content creators. Some people have like, oh, I don't like that content creator, like Peekaboo IRL, or like, whatever, all these people. It's like, well, that doesn't matter. That's your personal opinion. These people are still fundamental core pillars of the community. And to like discount that just because you don't particularly like some opinion they have, that's really short-sighted.
It seems very confusing of like, what of the 30 versions of WoW are you talking about? It's possible that active players don't feel that way. Like, it all makes sense to them in the same way you could jump into Roblox and play a bunch of different games, and that's not confusing to you. I do think it probably creates, again, an opportunity cost. I know that the WoW team has had to get enormous in order to service all of these different aspects of the game, and now they run into conundrums like, well, we did a Mist of Pandaria remix. Do we now do a Mist of Pandaria classic at almost the same time? Is that?
No, I think what they're doing now is actually pretty good. They've staggered it in a way where, like, right now you have Midnight coming out, and you have Miss of Pandaria Classic. For the people who have already been on the wheelhouse, or whatever, they didn't miss the bandwagon with the first classic iteration. And then you have the people who are just now starting with vanilla to getting into Burning Crusade. We're going to go into a completely new progression. Now, I think the question is, Classic Plus, where does this all coalesce? And I think what they need to do is, when Anniversary, like basically they need to create a completely new, like, part of the game, like a completely new client that is Classic Plus, that is literally, this is after Wrath of the Lich King, or maybe even starts at Wrath of the Lich King, but it's the events unfold differently. And it's like, Cataclysm doesn't happen. Shadowlands happens earlier. It happens right after because what's the beginning of Shadowlands? Literally starts out with Sylvanas like going over and like dethroning the Lich King, right? Like, and like destroying the helmet, right? Like, so like that's literally how Shadowlands starts. What if that's what starts right after Wrath of the Lich King, and Sylvanas she completely destroys Deathwing, prevents the Dragon Isles from having their political discussions. Like Dragonflight completely changes. Everything completely changes. Like what happens with Legion now? Maybe Legion maybe all that gets resolved, and then everything kind of goes more or less the way it would have been, but with the mechanics focused on what like Wrath of the Lich King era was, which is the game that people really want. They want Wrath of the Lich King, but with extra spices. They don't want completely revamped. They want Wrath of the Lich King, but with like small tweaks. They just want content done in the way that Wrath of the Lich King did it. They want new content. So they could add new dungeons, even just like if they just got dungeons and then just randomize the layouts. Like what if we had randomized instances? That's never been a thing in WoW, has it? I mean maybe it has. I could be wrong. But what if they just had randomized instances where you just go in and you just have a completely randomized instance of like you have a team and it just puts you in a situation with a randomly generated thing, with some very careful rules in place to prevent problems, but that's infinite content. Like an infinite tower you climb, right? Maybe not like randomly generate, but like you get the idea. Like Final Fantasy 11 kind of did this. They had like I think it was called Legion. I'm not really sure. There was an event. I didn't play during these times. But there was an idea where you just keep climbing. There was Nigel Isle. I'm pretty sure there was like Nigel Isle. You would just keep climbing and fighting bosses, and it was just like randomized sets of bosses, and you would fight them as a team. And if you won, you would have like a short window to like revive and like recover from weakness and like take food and buffs and stuff. Hey, neat dreams. But then it's like then you would get to an increasingly more difficult bosses, and you would just keep fighting bosses infinitely until you get to as far as like the end, and you would get rewards based on that. They could do something like that with Classic Plus, where it's like they basically say, after Wrath of the Lich King, what would have to have happened in order to make Cataclysm not happen? And so that they could just go from there. Like they would make an entirely new expansion that's more of a bridge. And then from there, they could basically just like reimagine the expansions that came after that. Like what would have happened in Mists of Pandaria if Cataclysm didn't happen? What would have happened in Warlords of Draenor if Cataclysm didn't happen? Legion, Battle for Azeroth, Dragonflight, Shadowlands, Dragonflight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would have happened if Cataclysm didn't happen? And I think that's where Classic Plus should start. They should start with a completely custom, brand new expansion after, like, that starts, like, at the end of Wrath of the Lich King. And it's, like, bridging the gap. I think that's what Classic Plus could be. And it uses the mechanics of Wrath of the Lich King era, and it goes, like, more evolution rather than completely changing everything. Because that's what people want when they want Classic. They want Wrath of the Lich King, but evolved. That's what they want.
Is that strange? Yeah, I don't know. I've thought a little bit about, like, if that was my problem to fix, what would I do? But for all I know, they don't, internally, maybe they don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, but what's up, Neat Dreams? How you doing? How you doing, buddy? You ready to do, if you need any help, let me know. I'm just gonna be doing some battlegrounds. I'm just gonna be doing some battlegrounds. Oh look, you're level 6. Nice. I'm gonna be doing some battlegrounds. Let me know when you get to level 14. When you get to level 14, or when you get to like level like 12 or so.
Chillin'.
Yeah, if you get to like level 12 or so, I'm gonna switch over to I can either switch over to my druid or switch over to my mage. I think it might be more fun because I have a level. Let's see, what do I have? I have a level 11 druid. I could jump on. I mean, I kind of would rather play mage, but paladin and druid is a pretty solid combo. Mage is more of a caster combo, but I don't know, paladin and mage is good too, but I feel like this would be more synergetic. Yeah, I don't know. When you get to level 20, I can help you get the... I'm going to show you this weapon. This is what you're looking forward to, like, at level 20, on Paladin. You have this, Varigan's Fist. Really strong. It's like your best weapon, on Paladin, like, level 20. Yeah, my paladin's completely I got a little parrot. You see my little parrot? My little pet parrot? Yeah, there's stuff we can do today. And let's get the music back going. We're done with that video. Yeah, that was an interesting video. You know, it's basically talking about what do people want? Like, what do the players want? Like, with Classic Plus. You know, what do you want with Classic Plus? You know, let me know in the comments. Okay, let's move back to what we were doing. And, yeah, 1 hour, 6 minutes, 25 seconds. I added a marker. Okay, so that's like, we're going to make a video for that. I don't know. I'm going to try to do something to make content. Just a react video to that video, I guess.
The game will warn me before I enter a PvP area, right? I'm about to leave the Abbey for the first time.
So
scared.
There's certain areas. So if you look at PvP areas, there's areas that are alliance controlled. There's contested areas. So if you go to Red Ridge Mountain, it's what's known as a contested area. If you go into a contested area, like there's like certain it'll pop up in the middle of your screen. It'll say, if it's green, it'll say like alliance area. If it's red, it'll say horde area. If it's contested, it'll be yellow and it'll say contested area. You'll get a feel for knowing, basically, not until you get to like the higher level zones, like Duskwood, Red Ridge Mountain, and like Burning Steppe, like the higher level areas. Those are all contested. But if you go to places that are alliance controlled, Horde cannot attack you unless you are PvP flagged. You have to actually type /PvP, or you have to do something. There's certain triggers, right? Like if you attack like if you attack somebody, obviously it flags you for PvP. If you type /PvP, if you yeah, everyone's doing all the different battlegrounds right now because everyone's trying to get marks. You can have at most 20 marks, so everybody wants to get 20 marks. Oh, already ready for a Rothy. I've never done a Rothy, so like let's go.
Okay, so it's not like RuneScape back in the day where people are just killing noobs in the woods outside the starting area.
Yeah, no, it's not like that at all. Now it is kind of like that in the contested areas, but it's really not. People are sometimes assholes. If they become like if you have like a level 60 constantly following you around and killing you, I would say like, well, try to use the like there is a layer channel. So you need to get an add-on called Nova World Buffs, and you do /join layer, and then you type in that chat channel, like it'll be like /7, right? You'd be like /7. It'll tell you what layer you're on with Nova World buffs, and you say like invite layer, and like somebody will invite you off the layer, and it'll like move, but there's a cooldown on that, so people can't just like completely chase you through layers. But it is still frustrating if you have like a level 60 constantly following you, killing you every time every time you try to get back to your corpse. Unfortunately, like at this time, Blizzard doesn't really do anything about that. You can report them for harassment, because that is harassment. Like, you're level 60, you're killing Greys. You're not getting any honor. I think you're getting negative honor. Like this is that's just not good. Okay, so I need to focus here. I've usually done Alterac Valley. I'm just gonna kind of follow what everyone else is doing. I've never done Arathi Basin. What is it? Capture? No, it's resources, not capture the flag. So I'm just gonna follow the group and kind of see what's going on here. I'm a noob, but it's okay. It should be fine. Yeah, this is smaller than Alterac Valley is 40 man. This is 25 man. Okay, here we go. Oh, fuck. Well, I got him down to 50%. Yeah, this is a little different than Alterac Valley. Apparently there's a rogue here. Okay, so oh! Yeah, there's that Encourage 40 gear, Encourage geared Tauren has 3 to 4 pocket healers. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna follow this group. Okay, we need to go get the farm. Lumber mill is being contested. Oh, they took the blacksmith. That's a gold mine. Blacksmith's in the center. Horde has it. Let's go to the... Okay, there's a mage there. Let's just take him out. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, come on. Got him. Okay, his shaman needs to be taken.
Lol, I just met Remy 2 times.
Remy?
Goodfellas, lol.
Oh, Remy 2 times. Oh, okay. You find me funny? Funny how? Funny like a clown funny? No, I was just saying it's funny. Okay, you take their insignia and they can't res. Okay, come on, let's yeah, take that warrior. let's go. Good job, team. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's the Encourage Torrent. Oh, let's Mortal Strike him so he doesn't get healed from those pocket healers. Okay. Oh, fuck. At least got one attack. You saw that big chunk. Yeah, Knight Captain would be a nice title. Everyone's staying LM, might as well let them cap 4. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should go charge Blacksmith. Trying to get Sunder Armors off on that warrior. Nice. Yeah, take out the healers, you take out the warrior. That's like pretty much how it goes. Getting pocket healed by some baddies. Hey, I guess this team is just giving up. That sucks. Yeah, it looks like they're winning. 7 seconds. Okay. Oh, we'll try better next time. Yeah, everyone got... It was a pretty big imbalance. There's like a fully geared Encourage warrior there. With like a bunch of pocket healers. They kind of just gave up on that because it's like, well, what are you really gonna do? I think we could have won, but I mean, I don't think everybody was that locked in.
No. Safe travel.
Ishwala. Good luck.
Oh shit, we got World of Warcraft music playing. Warsong Gulch, let's go. Okay, now I haven't done Warsong Gulch either. Oh, oops. Yeah, this is a smaller team. Okay, so it's 10v10. Oh, there's only 9 people. Yeah, we're at the lower end of the battlegrounds now. These battlegrounds are actually tuned for like level 69. Once Burning Crusade comes in. Well, level 70, but will be a new set of battlegrounds. Alright, 3 mages, 3 warriors, rogue, paladin, Warlock. I don't know the comp of the other team. I'm just gonna follow everybody. And what is this? Capture the flag? Yeah, it's capture the flag. Oh, there's Rax again. See, Rax is gonna keep showing up. You can't just give up every time. Rax is gonna be there every time. You gotta take him out. Take out the healers.
Should I make Gulcher in my home?
You should for now because you're gonna be questing in that area. At some point, you're gonna want to make Stormwind your home. Okay, get a Mortal Strike out before I die. Okay.
What does home mean in WoW?
Like it makes it whenever you use your Hearthstone, it'll return you. Nice, the rogue got him. Alright, the shaman trying to get more. Oh, fuck.
Ooh, cool.
At least I got that warrior sundered at least once. Yeah, basically when you use your Hearthstone, it's fast travel. So every time you set your home, if you're going to be questing a lot in a certain area, you might want to set your Hearthstone in that area. Generally though, you want to set your Hearthstone in a main city like Stormwind. When you get level 60, because Burning Crusade will already be out, you're going to want to set your home point in Outlands. There's a place called Shatrath. And that is a city that has a portal. You could actually go to Stormwind. And I'm pretty sure you can go to Stormwind or Ironforge or Darnassus. There's 3 main cities for Alliance. There's Stormwind, which is honestly the main hub. When you think of the Alliance, you think of Stormwind. Then you have Ironforge, which is where the Dwarves are. And then you have Darnassus, which is where the Night Elves are. Darnassus is where Kalimdor, it's in a different continent. There's a lot of things there. Okay, maybe I should focus on that shaman. Okay. Oh, I'm dead. I'm keeping them busy. Where's our flag capture? Wait. Oh, we have to take out. Okay, we got the flag, but where's our flag? We gotta take out there. We have to get our flag back, right? This brings me back to like the days when I played Team Fortress Classic, like Capture the Flag. I love it. Okay, Rax is almost dead. I'm gonna charge. I'm gonna charge. Fuck yeah! Take him out. Take him out. Take him out. No! He got a full heal? Oh man, I wasn't fast enough. I almost took out Rax. Yeah, we gotta try to interrupt Rax's healers. I can charge in on them. Instead of trying to kill Rax, I need to go charge in on his healers so that other people can finish him. Because people generally don't always seem to think about that. They don't always try, like, hey, don't just try to take out the guy who's doing all the damage. Take out the people keeping him alive. I know it's so simple when you think about it, but it's like people don't think about that in the moment. They think about the DPS. They don't think about the people keeping the DPS alive. Okay, I'm gonna take out the pet.
Ayo Becca, let's go.
What's up, septic soldier? You gotta take a poop? Oh, I need to be wearing my, yeah, I need to be wearing this. Oh shit. Get the bear.
I just started a sham on White Mane, got to 42 this past week.
Oh
3.
shit. Nice. Yeah, you're playing Era? You know, I might play like a mage on an undead mage on White Mane at some point, so I might join you one day. Let me take out the shaman.
Holy crap, I almost just got PWNED by 2 wolves and a bandit.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful, Nate
Dreams.
Dreams.
No health, like no green at all on my health bar. IDK how I survived that.
Yeah, and also, here's another thing. Here's a tip. If you think you're gonna die and you're running away, strafe. Don't run backwards. When they hit you backwards, it can actually like daze you and you'll like walk slower. So you actually want to run like sideways when you're running away and just run straight. If you keep attacking them, they'll keep attacking you. If you run away, this doesn't really work. This doesn't work in dungeons. But like if you're out in the world and questing and you're fighting too many enemies and you're trying to escape, strafe away and just keep going in one direction. Eventually they'll stop attacking you and they'll run back. You can de-aggro them. So that's really important. Okay, wait, where's the flag? Well, every time I'm engaging somebody, it means they're not helping the rest of the group. So it's like, you have to like kind of think about like how you might be helping the team, even when you're dying. Like, there's like a big picture. Sometimes occupying one of the important members is like denying the enemy team valuable resources. And you need to think big picture.
Strafe, the final frontier.
Yes, strafe, the final frontier. Yes, 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 yes. We're thinking big picture here. We're not just about me doing big damn, okay? That sentence was grammatically correct. It's not just about me doing big damn, okay? It's about me understanding where I need to put my attacks. Because the damage and the gear, that can scale. That's like a flat bonus. But if, it doesn't matter how good you are if you have shitty gear. So that's important to get better gear. But if you have the best gear, there's a point where it caps. And you need to think big picture. And so I'm putting my devotion into my energy into thinking big picture. The more time I'm spending fighting this druid, the less this druid is helping their team take the flag. Nice, took him out. I could probably also just sharpening stone. That will help. Alright, we got a capture. Nice. Okay, new flag. How much honor we got here? I gave him a battle shout. Alright, shit. There's the flag, right? Wait, am I getting lagged? Shit, what the fuck? What the fuck? Crack-a-lackin'. Yeah, that was a big lag. Oh, fuck.
You are definitely lagging.
Yeah, I was lagging, adult diaper. Oh, and there's Rax again. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy lag. It was like... like, what the fuck? Yeah, I think my internet, like, had a hiccup. At least we're not playing hardcore. Well, if we're playing hardcore, we wouldn't even be doing this. I feel like they should allow, like, PvP battlegrounds and stuff for hardcore, but when you do those, it's not considered hardcore. Like, you could do PvP, and it's just like doing duels. I don't know why they don't do those for hardcore realms. They should do that for Outlands. For Burning Crusade hardcore. They should have, like, a hardcore realm that has battlegrounds. Well, they are doing Soul of Iron, so, I mean, but that's not the same. Like I was saying earlier, you have a hardcore realm, it completely changes the economy. Okay, let's focus. I gotta get it execute off. Okay, there we go. Yeah, good job, good job. Okay, yeah, taking down Rax. We gotta take down Rax immediately. I'm gonna take down the pet. Okay. Off. Oh shit. There comes the cavalry. Okay, at least get some debuffs off. Yeah, I got some debuffs off before I died. Okay. Music was pure chaos. Okay, what's going on here? Alliance flag. Okay, and I can just take out that rogue really quick. Right, get some Sunder off. Execute, execute, execute. Come on. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, man. Autism could have given me a heal there. Oh well. Yeah. I can fix her. Okay, Rax. Shit. Shit. 2 warriors coming into our base. Yeah. Okay, I gotta demo shout off on him. Okay, like where's their flag carrier? Yeah, I mean, they're going to be trying to get their flag back so they can score. Are they just... See, they're looking over at the base for the flag. They're going to be coming after our flag. So they got to be, at some point, coming after us. We already have people there. They need to stay there. Oh, shit. There's Rax again. Okay. Unfortunately, I was alone there. Oh, man. Oh, we got a capture. Yeah, we just need one more capture. Let's go. Oh shit, Rax has it. Let's get the bear. Oh shit, there's the flag. Okay. But we need to get Rax. Fuck. Oh, looks like we were taking him down. Oh shit! Sheesh! Are we about to capture? We're about to capture. Nice! Let's go for the Alliance. I was on the bottom of the... I'm on the bottom here. It's all good.
What brings you here?
Alright, going back to Rothy. Oh, this is already mid-battle. Oh! This is actually neck and neck. Yeah, this is like, can go either way here. Like a bisexual. Family Guy. Okay, let's... I think we're gonna try to get the... Oh, no, look. They're going for blacksmith. Okay, blacksmith. Blacksmith. Here, let me go this way. Oh, shit. Fuck! If you're gonna AFK jerking off, say so. Yeah, we need to defend. We need to get... blacksmith. I don't like it when people are focusing on the negative. They should just focus on, this is what we need to do, not this is what you should have been doing. You know, like, if you're gonna jack off, don't even join. Like, that's a waste of time. That's like significantly more of a waste of time than just saying, hey, we need to go blacksmith. Fuck. Well, shouldn't we try to get lumber mill? Yeah, so we need to group up and then push blacksmith. Ah! God damn it. Shit. Yeah, if we get this lumber mill. Damn. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, it looks like it's too late. It might not be. We can get blacksmith. Pretty sure we can catch up. They're at 1900 though. Might not matter. I mean, if we get blacksmith, I don't know. Nice. Oh, but Horde's gonna win anyway. Okay, here's a AV. Oh, we're in the middle of an AV. Okay, at least we got snowfall.
Oh no, I died.
Oh shit. Okay, get insignia. Okay. Oh. Yeah, you'll learn as you go, like what you can take on each class at a time, at which level, like what your toolkit is. You know, just like me learning right now, I'm learning like the different like PvP stuff. Like, yeah, I'm not fully geared for PvP, so you know it's going to be a little bit challenging. But like I'm learning things even though I'm showing up. You know, so it's like I'm going to die a lot. I might not be helping my team a lot. I try to. But, you know, I'm showing up and you just keep learning as you go, you know? So you're going to figure out, like, okay, level 6, I probably shouldn't be going to Westfall. You got a lot of quests to do in Elwyn Forest. You know, you really just want to take, like, maybe, like, one mob at a time. Try to understand, like, what the aggro range is. Like, you know, what you can get away with. That's why I love about, like, you know, if you're playing hardcore, you would have died like so many times by the time, and you wouldn't even get to level 10, you know?
I'm a GGG ghost.
You're a ghost! Come on, take out the wolf, take out the wolf, take out the wolf! Oh, man. Oh, the wolf died! Okay, now he has to take time to resummon his wolf. And that's time away from the rest of his team. Well, we lose anyway. But I'm like, you know, even though I suck and like these things don't matter, I'm trying to think.
I should probably stick to the roads.
Yeah, when you're traveling, you generally want to stick to the roads.
Well met.
But you know, you should, you know, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the valleys you're used to. Alright, another AV. Hopefully it's a new one. Okay, yeah, it's a new one. Yeah, fresh AV. Here we go. Yeah, I joined in like towards the end of one. Now we're at the new one. Dr. Jekyll, 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 Dr. Hyde, Dr. Hyde. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll. Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde. But having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. Those who know, know. Okay, hopefully we can push for a quick win here. Let's go, boys. Andolph? That's not Gandalf, it's Andolph. Bloomscape? This isn't Bloomscape? RuneScape, Bloomscape? Blumpkins? Blumpkin farmers. Blumpkin farmer. Oh my god. Oh. Jordan is greater than LeBron. Is it true that my dad is on Nightslayer?
Is there a significance to like most of my quests are yellow text in the log, but I just
yeah.
got one that's like orange?
That's telling you what your level is. So like yellow is around the level that you are. Green is like, it's like a little bit, yellow is a little bit higher level. Orange is like even higher. Red is like highest. Yellow is like kind of right in the sweet spot. Green is a little bit lower level than you. Oh shit, I should have kept going. Yeah, green is a little bit lower level than you. And gray is like your higher level. You're out of level range. So it's gonna be too easy for you. You might still want to do it if it's like an important quest for like, you know, certain items you want to get.
Ooh, okay. I was looking for the orange one when I died. That makes sense.
Yeah, you want to stick around in the yellow and the greens. You know, and also if you know, like, you can always redo quests later if you really need, like, but like you're gonna out level items, so like, don't worry too much if you're like, don't have the fear of missing out. You can skip every single quest in the game if you truly wanted to. And get to max level just by grinding mobs. Now that's like really slow, but you could. So don't, but I mean, the thing I want to like stress is that you don't have to worry so much about, am I going to miss out on this? Do I need to do every single quest? You can skip whatever quest you want. If a quest is too difficult, you can just abandon it. Just do other quests, get your levels, and then do new quests. Your goal is to get max level, and then you can go back and do whatever you want. If you're a completionist, you know, you want to get all the quests done, farm up the reputation and stuff just for, like, you know, sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's just for, like, you know, you're a completionist and you want to do it for the challenge. You just want to get all your quests done. You can also get, when you're max level, you get gold instead of XP, but generally you want to do higher level quests for that. So, I mean, while you're leveling up, you kind of want to do every quest. Because you get more XP and silver.
I want to do all the quests, though. I'm a completionist.
Yeah, it's really good to do all the quests while you're leveling, because you get more XP for it. It gives you more focus. It gives you something to do. But like I'm saying, if something is just too annoying or too long, it's taking too much of your time, you can just skip it. Do another quest, or just grind out the rest of the level and then do a new quest chain. Do some dungeons. Like, once you start doing dungeons, things start opening up. Like at level 16, you start doing dead mines. Things start opening up when you start doing dungeons, because then you can actually legitimately level up just by doing dungeons. But that's kind of hard to do. It's going to be easier to do when the Burning Crusade, because of they're increasing the XP, like by 15 to 30% or whatever it is. So you'll be able to level by dungeons faster, and also you'll also be able to level by quests faster. Oh shit. Yeah, while you're leveling up, doing all the quests is going to be like your majority of your XP. So you want to do that. Plus it gives you some silver. And you get items from them. So it's really important to do the quests. And also when you do dungeons, the dungeons exist with their own quests. So you want to do the quest lines. Like specifically, that's why I'm saying when you get around level 12 to 14 or so, we need to go to Westfall. I'll go to Westfall with you on my Druid or on my Mage. I'm actually preferring Mage, even though Druid would probably be a better team. Paladin and Druid, but... okay, this is just kind of sucks. I I got a corpse run. Yeah, they're getting the graveyard. I got a ghost run. Because I'm not going to be able to get past the horde here. I got a ghost run. Looks like they're trying to get the graveyard. They might have FK. Oh shit, we're starting to kill. Okay, we're gonna win. I'm pretty sure. They're starting to kill the boss. Okay, it looks like we're winning. It's still, I mean, obviously it's never a guarantee. I don't know what's going on over there. They might have some horde over there. 25%. Pump, pump, pump. Oh, we got some Command and Conquer. Red alert. I got some Command and Conquer Red Alert going.
What's on your mind?
All right, let's go. Capture the flag. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. All right, taking out some of these motherfuckers. Okay, are we going? Are we going for the flag? Okay, don't get distracted. Okay, Father Taco coming in. Okay. Okay, Thorn Goddess got the flag. Let's go. Yeah, you always want the druid to get the flag because they're fucking bear, okay? And they have the fucking everything to be able to keep the flag. I need to take out this motherfucker. Okay. Take out the priest. Take out the priest. That was a weird name. Jesus Christ. All right. Reset, reset. Don't get tilted. Don't get tilted. Okay, we need to defend. Yeah, the Thorn Goddess is getting attacked. Where is she? Oh shit. Oh man. Okay, at least I got the Mortal Strike off, come on. Okay. Yeah, we're paying our dues here. We gotta learn, you know, I gotta like learn how to play, you know, like that's this is you know, I'm coming up a little late, you know, I'm under geared, but you know, we'll get caught up, you know, with the Burning Crusade, and hopefully, you know, we can get our get some practice in here at suboptimal. Oh, need to be yeah, see, that's like one of the things there. Need to be actually engaged in order to actually do damage. That's important. you know, trying to win under less than ideal conditions mean when I'm fully geared, I'm going to be that much better, you know? 'Cause I'm much weaker now. I'm going to be way stronger when we get into Burning Crusade, because I'm going to be on even ground with everybody else by the time we hit level 70. Yeah, I need to be able to time those charges. Really good opportunistic stun to come in the middle of a battle, see what the battle is, and then charge in to, like, you know, at a critical moment. Like, that's really important to do. Okay, see how they're gonna move. Okay, well, Daddy casual, Daddy chill. At least I got their pet distracted there.
Wait.
Yeah, hell yeah. Damn. Oh, fuck. Nice. Okay, Odo. Shapeshifter. Those who know. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Oh, fuck. Get the mage. Oh, fuck. Damn. That was tense. That music, man. Got me pumped. Registered.
Hi, you from?
Hey, I'm from California, San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome. Playing some Battlegrounds. Let's go. Yeah. Chilling over here in the Bay Area. Philip Fry? Nice, 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 nice. Bulls deepen? Bulls deepen what? Okay, get Love Muffin. Nice, nice, nice. Woo! Let's go. That was some nice teamwork. Philip J. Fry. Oh.
And the premise is clearly true. At least it is for everyone who thinks it's true. What reason do thinkers have for thinking they think? It's simply the fact that they think.
Nice. Oh man. Okay.
I suppose, accordingly, that all the things which I see are false, fictitious. I believe that none of those objects which my fallacious memory represents ever existed.
142k honor to get rank 8 permanently. No, I want to get Knight Captain as a title permanently, so instead of like Knight Lieutenant.
What is there then that can be esteemed true? Perhaps this only, that there is absolutely nothing certain.
I need 142k honor? I need 130k more honor this weekend. Jesus Christ. Goog. Goog. Oh, man.
Made me actually lol.
What happened? Matthew Cock? Oh, fuck. I'm getting some good YouTube short clips going on, you know, lately. It's been kind of fun. Oh man. Yeah, we got a lot of honor to go this weekend if we want to actually hit Knight Captain title. I mean, 10k already for like 2.5 hours. I mean, especially if I like, you know, do some farming off stream, you know. I'm gonna be farming battlegrounds all weekend, pretty much. Actually, probably exclusively. I mean, I want to get my neck piece. There's a pre-bis neck piece. I'm the quest line for Warrior in Eastern Plaguelands. I need to finish that, so I might do that later, probably off stream.
Always just heard to run AV if honor gain is the goal.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to learn how to play the other ones, and everyone. I need to get marks for the pre-patch. So I need to get marks, not just honor. I'm trying to get the honor for you know, just for the accomplishment, because they're changing the honor system with the pre-patch. But I'm gonna need marks to get honor gear. So I need to do a Rothian war song.
True, ID go with what's more fun anyway.
Yeah, it's also more fun to just queue up all three of them. That's how I play. And I'm learning. And this is gonna scale as when we get to the level 70 battlegrounds. You know, it's gonna scale. So I'm learning that, like, how to play capture the flag, how to play resources, how to play Alterac Valley.
Dang,
you know,
I died again. Murlocs swarmed me while I was swimming. //
I don't know what the name of the Alterac Valley type is. The 40-man, the 10-man, and the 40, the 20, and the 10. Right? But like capture the flag is 10. 40 is like, what is that? What do you even call that?
How's it going?
What's up, DG? I don't know what to actually call these types of battlegrounds. Like, this is capture the flag. It's very obvious. The other one's what? Like king of the... No, resource? What do you call it? The other one is like PvE? I guess just like...
GL,
base?
I am sitting around on my shaman just collecting Grom's blood in case it sells in BC lol.
Collecting
Those
Grom's
Murlocs
blood?
seem so much more harmless in retail WoW.
Yeah, Murlocs are dangerous. They also like... They have like a bunch of friends, you know? Like the Murlocs? Nice, got the mage. Nice.
Deathlog on Hardcore has a lot of Murlocs on there as the cause lol.
Yeah, Murlocs are dangerous. Like I told you, they're assholes, man. It doesn't seem like it as much on retail, but you come back here and you realize why Murlocs are dangerous, okay? Nice. Oh, come on. I was trying to get that Mortal Strike off. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, get that rogue. Oh, come on, get the rogue. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. This is giving me a really big preview of what Burning Crusade is going to be like. It's going to be even better because we're starting right at the beginning. I'm going to get absolute best in slot gear. I'm going to be fully PvP, fully loaded taco.
BGs tonight?
Probably, yeah. I'm doing BGs today. We're probably going to do BGs tonight. Now, are we going to do BJs tonight? Now, that's the real question. BGs with DJ, no, BGs with DG and BJs. At BGs with DGs at BGs with DG at BJs. Oh wait.
Oh, hello.
Hello? Hello? What did she just say? You don't even have any idea what I just said. That's how deep it goes. That's how stupid I am.
Did you just look into Soul?
Okay, druid, or should we get that? Okay. Yeah, let's go for the druid. Okay, give him Mortal Strike. Okay, come on. Oh, yeah. Got him. Okay, yeah, get some sunders.
All I know is you made it wiggle twice.
Oh, come on, DG, calm down. Okay, I need to get a Mortal Strike off on the druid. Okay, never mind, just kill him.
Ha ha ha. I've been farming in Eastern Plague Lands.
Oh shit, yeah, that's what I was doing yesterday. That's how I hit level 60. Well, at least we got some good PvP going in there at the end. That was nice. Like, I felt locked in. Look, I was #1. in the Alliance. Holy shit. How did I get top? Damn, I got 16 kills. Shit. Shush. I never get the top of things on PvP games. That's great.
Hell yeah.
Hello. Del Madre.
Del Nodris.
Calm down, Sweat.
Calm down, Sweat.
All that BG, DG, BJ pop.
All that BG, DG, BJ. BG, DG, BJ. And so we're gonna do BG. We're gonna do BGs with DG at BJ's. That's a restaurant, right? Right? That's all it means, right? That's what I thought it meant the whole time. I thought when you said we're gonna have some BJ's, I was like, hell yeah! But then they're like, oh, we're talking about a restaurant. And I'm like, oh. I thought you meant something else. But then you think I mean the thing that I thought that
like
I meant.
Mouthful.
Yeah, it sounds like a mouthful for sure. It's like I thought that you thought that I thought that you thought that I meant the thing that I thought that you thought that I meant that you thought that I meant in the
All it
beginning.
means, coming from you? Sure.
That's all it means. Get your mind out of the gutter. I meant sexuality. Wait a minute. Most people, when they say your mind in the gutter, they think, what did you think that... Wait, what? When most people say get your mind out of the gutter, they're meaning something that was sexual. But I don't consider sexuality to be in the gutter. So what do I mean when people say... When I say get your mind out of the gutter, it's like I say that to people when they're saying like things that aren't sexual. Like... Gutter breath. Stinky orc. I kind of smell bad too. I've been wearing this shirt for the past couple of days.
My mind stays in the gutter. Both ways.
Mm-hmm. Mana booster.
Ruru, these murlocs are effing up my S right now.
Yeah, you might want to like try some other quests first. You might be too low level. Let's see, what level are you? Level 7? Have you done the kobolds yet? Have you done like the soap opera farms? There's like a soap opera like between
BRB.
Between like there's two farms like south of Goldshire, and they're like, oh, I love him, but I don't know how to tell him. Oh, I love her, but I don't know how to tell her. There's like a little soap opera group of quests there that can give you a bunch of quick XP.
It's not even for a quest. IIUST keep running into them in the woods outside.
You can avoid them if you just avoid
the farms right now.
If you just avoid like the riverbanks, like they're always close to water, so you don't actually have to run through them. In fact, most of Elwyn Forest you don't even need to. There's only 2 quests involving murlocs. Okay, let's get back to the objective.
I ran into one. I thought I could take it out, but it was level 9.
Yeah, you'll get the hang of it. Enough deaths and you kind of learn every single time, like, oh shit, that happened because ... and you just constantly like learn as you go. It just takes a lot of trial and error. Okay, let's get that.
I figured a level 7 paladin could take on a level 9 murloc. I am so much taller and I have a big hammer. IRL, I'm sure I would win based on size alone.
Yeah, you would think that. Okay. Okay, are we gonna push for boss? Brokini! Super Saiyan Yugi! Oh, fuck. Oh, come on. Let's just go the normal way. Come on. I missed it.
Break their bones.
Okay, we're gonna get the graveyard.
What is this game?
This is World of Warcraft Classic on the Anniversary Realm Nightslayer. I'm playing level 60 Human Warrior on the Alliance, doing Battlegrounds, which is a PvP, 3 different PvP type events. This is Alterac Valley, which is a PvE objective versus the opposing faction of Horde to defeat the boss before they do. Alright, let's go. Come on. We got it. Yeah, quick win. Let's go. Yeah, we're just queuing up for Battlegrounds to collect some marks. Hopefully, we could also, by the end of the weekend, get rank 8 so we can have a Knight Captain title. Hopefully they calculate it before they do the pre-patch, because they're changing the entire honor system for the Burning Crusade pre-patch. They're switching away from ranks and they're moving to just honor as currency, and you're going to need more marks for that instead of ranking up. But you will keep your title forever. And I don't want to be a Knight Lieutenant. I want to be a Knight Captain at the very least. I'm not going to be able to get, there's not it's weekly, so I'm not going to be able to get Grand Marshal. But we are getting, we can potentially get Knight Captain. But I have to get like another 100k honor. Yeah, I need like 120k more honor, 124k more honor. So it's gonna be a pretty intense weekend, but it'll be fine. Fuck. Yeah, welcome to the channel, Jay's Gaming. This is me. I'm rebeccaloran.
Good luck.
And we basically just I kind of use this space as my kind of just chill space, community space. I talk a lot about stuff that's going on with me, and we talk about, gaming a lot while I'm playing. We're really focused and locked in right now. So, I do kind of use this as like a personal space. I got a lot of stuff moving forward in my life right now, and so I'm just kind of just chilling, waiting for things to move forward, because nothing I do seems to really push it forward anymore, and I'm kind of reliant on some external systems that are not under my control, and so I gotta wait for them. And unfortunately, it's taken a long time. They're gonna get me out of this trailer park, though. They're gonna get me into a healthy environment with some support, into a mentor home. And then eventually I'm gonna, a housing is gonna open up for independent housing. And I'm gonna be completely independent. I'm not gonna be completely independent because I'm still gonna have all these people helping me.
Have you tried Chivalry 2?
Chivalry 2? Is that the one with it's like a, I don't know what that is. Is that like Fortnite? Okay, so this one is capture the flag. Doob Max. Pretty sure that's the stoner priest.
It's a medieval battlefield game.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I haven't played that. I don't really play too many video games. This is like the only game I play. I need a heal. Yeah, this is like the only video game I play. I don't have a lot of time and energy for anything else. And that's okay, you know, quality over quantity, you know? Only shams? Oh yeah, all the shamans in the horde are gonna get pissed off because, oh, you guys get to play shaman now. Why? We're special. We're the only ones allowed to play shaman. And then all
Adam's
the
apple.
and then all the you got an Adam's apple? Was that like a turkey? I don't know. And then the Alliance is gonna be like, oh no, you guys, I thought we were the only ones who get to play Paladin. Oh fuck. Okay, Enoge. Oh man, I'm getting so many dots. So many dots.
You're cool, I'm gonna subscribe to you.
Oh, thanks, Jay. I'm glad to see you join the community. Yeah, we're not really much right now. It's just kind of all over the place. But you know, I got like stuff moving forward, so you know, things will eventually get a lot more focused and organized as we go with my content creation. Right now I'm not really focused on content creation. We're just chilling. I'm just trying to get through this part of my life that's been like the darkest part of my entire life, and we're gonna get past it. I'm almost out of it. But you know, there's nothing else that can happen until, like, you know, at least next week. I should be hearing about. I should be hearing back about some new resources this week. So I'm holding out on things changing pretty soon. I'm really holding out. I'm really holding out on hope. And it's not blind hope. It's meaningful. I worked really hard to get these things going. I've been fighting and fighting and fighting. So you know, things are gonna work out. Anyway, we're dying bad. We're dying bad. We need a flag carrier. Yeah, is Vela? I think that's like our only druid.
I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Oh shit. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, come on. Okay.
I'm gonna go to bed. I gotta get up at 3.
Oh, okay. Well, good night, Jay. Thanks for joining. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the subscription. Nice, got him, got him, got him, got him. We're the Alliance, baby. Let's go. Okay, we need to protect the flag carrier. Oh, we got it. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, got a Mortal Strike off. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh man, those dots, man. Yeah, those dots are killer. They do damage even when... See this? Like, Warlocks are insane in PvP. They do damage when they're not even near you. Because they get... As long as they get the dots off. And they got instant cast dots. Like, that's insane. With, like... without, like, a dedicated, like, dispeller? Or whatever. Like, a cure disease or whatever, like you're screwed with a warlock. Like unless you can kill them really quickly, but you need a bunch of like melees. I try to get like Sunder Armor on them and like Mortal Strikes and get them down to execute, but those dots, man. Only shamans you got a Mortal Strike and druids because they can heal themselves and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna get that. Oh man, that sucked. I don't know why I engaged there. Okay, get that rope.
Forces have fortified this beachhead at exit 40.
We're gonna lose.
Intelligence is still coming in, so we can't tell you alive.
We might still win. We just need 3 captures in a row. Okay, what the? Okay, yeah, I think that's about it for now. I'll probably do some more later off stream. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a pretty fun stream, don't you think? I think we had some fun times together. Yeah. Yeah, basically, things are starting to get like really fun. Like I had a lot of fun like just doing like random like battlegrounds. Like this is what our future is going to be with Burning Crusade. Like this is a preview because I like just got level 60 yesterday. Okay, so like I have like shitty gear. I'm not even like anywhere near where like all the other people are. There's some people who are actually like at the same level as me. So like you saw that like even, you know, I'm always trying. Like that's how you gotta know this about me. I don't care if I'm under geared. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be like, I'm going to do the best I possibly can to help the team. Okay. I don't care if I'm not like fully Encourage gear, like Nax gear. Like I don't need all that. Okay. Like obviously it's better, but like imagine how much better you can play if you have that mindset and you're geared. So I'm excited for what the future holds, because Burning Crusade is going to be my crusade. Okay, like it's going to be my time to shine. I'm going to give my all into it. I'm going to get fully geared. I'm going to get like absolutely like as good at PvP as I can, not just battlegrounds. We're going to be doing arenas. We're going to get a dedicated team together. I might get some nice duos. You know, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to like try to force anything. What I've learned about World of Warcraft since I started playing, as soon as you start trying to force things and saying, "Oh, this is how I want it to be," that's when things get, you know, stressful. But you could just take things as they happen. You know, don't try to force like, you know, group ups. Like you're gonna make friends along the way, and you're gonna meet the people who are gonna be your best synergy. And so it's like I'm also trying to treat my life that way too. Like, you know, maybe not trying to force everything and just saying, hey, like if things work out, it's because they work out. And like I don't know what that. Some kind of lighting issue here. Yeah, I don't know what the lighting. I got like subpar like lighting set up, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by. I hope you had a good time. Hopefully we got some fun clips out of it. We definitely had some good memories, regardless of whatever content happens. We had some good vibes and good memories, and I learned a little bit better how to play PvP. I played like trash, but you know, you got to start somewhere. Okay, so anyway, bye bye.